this is for Algebra 1, and this is actually number 1 from 24B. I'm actually going to be here in a minute doing number 3 from 24C, so you might want to stay tuned. But when you're doing long division, what you want to do first is just look at these first values right here. You're asking yourself what times x would give you this, okay? Or you can think x squared divided by x. But hopefully you'll see that if I choose x, that x times x is indeed x squared. So I'm going to basically take this value and multiply it times both terms. X times x is x squared, and that just got blurry for some reason. X times 3 is 3x. When you do this, these terms should be exactly the same. Okay, that's how you know you did it right. From here, we're going to subtract. Remember, when you subtract, you got to subtract everything. So basically, you're changing the signs. These will always cancel. 10x minus 3x is 7x. And then you're going to bring down your next term. Okay, now we're ready to play the game. One more time, you're asking yourself some magic number. What times x would give you 7x? And I would say it's a positive 7. Why? Because 7 times x is 7x. And 7 times 3 is 21. So remember, once you do that, get this number, multiply times everything here, and we're going to write it down. Then we draw our line and change our signs, because you always subtract. Notice everything cancels, so I have a remainder of 0. Now, you know you're correct if when you multiply these two together, it gives you back exactly what you started with. On some of your homework, it makes you check your answer. So let's check it right here. I'm saying, what is x plus 3 times x plus 7? So let's multiply this out together real quick. This x times x is x squared. X times 7 is 7x. 3 times x is 3x. And 3 times 7 is 21. That gives me x squared plus 10x plus 21. Notice that's exactly what I had to begin with, so I'd be like, check, I'm so good. Okay, let's try another one. When you get started, just look at the first terms. Ignore all this other stuff just for now. You're looking for this magic number of what times x will give you this first term, and hopefully you see it's an x. Why? Because x times x is x squared. It should be exactly the same thing. But don't forget, he's sitting here and he's like, hey, don't leave me out. So what's x times 1? X. So I'm going to write that down right here. Like terms should line up, okay? At this point, we're going to subtract. So in order to subtract, you're going to change your signs. These had better cancel. 7x minus x is 6x, and then bring down your next term, okay? All right, so here we go again. We're looking for this magic number. Then we multiply times x, we get 6x. And I would say it's a positive 6 because 6 times x is 6x. And don't forget him. Hey, don't forget me. 6 times 1 is 6. Draw your line, change your signs. Notice everything cancels, so I would have a remainder of 0. Again, in order to check it, I'm not going to take time to check it, but you would just multiply these two together and you would show your work. And if you multiply those two together, you better get exactly what you started with, okay? Now, on 24C, I like this one better. 1, this is not just a boring x squared, it's a 4x squared. And I think I get a remainder on this one, which is dandy, okay? But to get started, it's the same thing. I'm only going to look at these first two terms. And I'm going to ask myself, what times 2x would give me 4x squared? Well, 2 will go into 4 twice. And I know I need an x up here because x times x would give me the x squared. So make sure when you multiply these two together, you get exactly that. And I'm going to write it right below it. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. But don't forget him. 2x times 1 is 2x. At this point, you draw your line and change your sign, okay? You should be showing your work right here. You're kind of showing this for yourself. Don't worry, don't erase that. You can just show it right there. 4x squared minus 4x squared, that's gone. 6x minus 2x is 4x. And then we bring down my next term. Okay, I gotta wiggle just a minute. Okay, now we're just looking at these first two terms because I'm looking for this magic number times 2x would give me my 4x. Well, I already have my x's, so that's good. So it looks like I just need a 2, a positive 2, because what is 2 times 2x? I'll tell you what it is. It's 4x. Don't forget him. What's 2 times 1? 2. And then you draw your line and change your signs. Those cancel, and 5 minus 2 is 3. Notice for the first time on this video, we have a remainder. Now, when you were little kids and in this book, they would put an R3. I don't like that. Let me teach you the right way to write your remainder. I always add on my remainder, and it would be 3 over your divisor. So this is the correct way to write it, even though the Math You See textbook does not, okay? That's the way you add on a remainder, because technically you want to multiply these two together to get your final answer, okay? If you write R3, okay, it's hard for me to look at. Okay, so how would you check this? What I would probably do is just multiply these two together. So if it tells you to check it, which I think it will do that on number 4, you can multiply these in any order you want, but I'm going to take 2x plus 1 times 2x plus 2. Just ignore your remainder just for a minute. So we're going to multiply this out together. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 2 is 4x. 1 times 2x is 2x. And 1 times 2 is 2. But don't forget, I had a remainder of 3. So I'm going to add my remainder on. That's why we always add our remainder on. So that's going to give me 4x squared. That's going to give me a 6x. And that gives me 5. Now let's go back and let's see. Is that what I started with? Yes, it is. Exactly what I started with. So I'm like, ching, I'm awesome. All right. See if that helps.